All right, everybody, welcome back. What is happening today? We're going to talk about possibly the greatest dunk ever in NBA history. We've seen some outstanding dunks in games. We're not going to cover any of those. Those can be debated through the end of ages, all based on wins, timing, whatever. We're going to start with the Michael Jordan floating through the air free throw line dunk that has been the trademark for everything. From Nike to his shoes to his brand to when you think of Jordan, you think of that tongue hanging out through the air, hands up. Now, can anything ever compete with that? I put a poll up and it didn't look like it. Any dunk I try to put 4 amazing ones from Dominique Wilkins, who actually beat Jordan in 1985, I want to say. But he, 2-time champion. Spud Webb, I believe the shortest guy ever. Some say 5'6". I've always been under the assumption it was 5'7". Spud Webb, Harold Miner, Vince Carter, Aaron, my personal favorite, I'll get to in a bit. It's not going to win, my favorite. It just, God, every time I see that dunk, it makes me want to just jump through the roof, and it just watching it live blew my mind, but I'll get to that. But as we go through this, I don't want to cover the whole history, right? We knew there's great guys like Kenny Skywalker, who won the dunk contest. Kenny Walker, but I think Skywalker. Harold Miner, I think he won 2 championships. The great Kobe Bryant. Isaiah Ryder, the one who, first one I believe, Orlando Woolridge in the 80s tried that, where he tried to go through the legs. I don't think he completed it. And you think he would, Woolridge with those huge long wingspan. But Ryder was the first one to do it. He won it. Kobe Bryant, I think Kobe did it just to say, hey, I know I can do it. He went out there, he won it, just like his idol MJ, and then he was done. And that's kind of what disappoints. On a side note, is you don't see that any day nowadays. I mean, how much would we love to go out there and see LeBron James compete in the dunk contest? So can any dunk that we find in the history of the dunk contest compete with the great Michael Jordan's free throw line dunk? Dominique Wilkins, he's had some of the most beautiful dunks ever. He's had 50s. He's got some iconic ones. We'll have it on display here. Spud Webb, I think he gets it because of the size. He is the David versus Goliath. And he won, beating Dominique Wilkins, keeping him from back-to-back championships. So, no, I would say Dominique's up there. But whatever comes to mind, it's got to be, if you think about it with Michael Jordan, we're not going to lump performances, but it's got to be Vince Carter. The Vince Carter reverse 360 windmill has got to be one of the craziest, most powerful dunks of all time. That's got to be up there. That is one of them. I would, with Ryder, even though his was the first through the legs, and see, that's just it. It doesn't matter if it's first. People have done it better. Zach LaVine, he did the free throw dunk windmill. He did. Now the one where he went through the legs to win the championship, his back-to-back second one. That one was where he did through the legs, but he was like a good long stride from the free throw line. And as we cover each one, as we talk about, could this one be it? Is it this one? Is it Zach LaVine's? When I watch Zach LaVine's, it's a wow moment, but just something about it doesn't capture the same just beauty of Michael Jordan's free throw line dunk. Dominique Wilkins did. The one where he went up, we'll have it right here, where he goes up and he just throws it off the backboard, catches it, and just lines it up perfectly. That is a thing of beauty. That is one where you go, yeah, I could see that being there. The absolute awe of watching that one. Would it be D. Brown with the no-look dunk? No, I wouldn't think so. Cedric Sabalas with the blindfold. And that's the thing, is you get gimmicks in the dunk contest that are original, some copies, but fun, right? They add to the dunk. But when we go back to it, honestly, if it's not Dominique's, if it's not Spud Webb's, my favorite dunk contest of all time was the one where you had Jordan and Wilkins going back and forth, right? And Michael Jordan in Chicago won that one, and some even say, hey, maybe he got a little bump in his score because it was home, and there's multiple Chicago guys as judges. It doesn't matter. In the end, both were outstanding. It's all a matter of judgment. But that was probably one of the greatest dunk contests of all time. My personal favorite and my favorite dunk of all time is Zach LaVine against Aaron Gordon. The dunk where Aaron Gordon, he's got the one where the guy's twirling, the mascot is twirling and he takes it and does the dunk. That was That was kind of like the one with Jordan, where you watch Jordan from the free throw line, and it's like, wow. And then when Gordon did that, that blew me away. I honestly think Gordon should have won that dunk contest. I thought, no favorites, the judges go, I thought he probably should have won that. At worst, they should have said, hey, remember even Kenny Smith was like, bring out 2 trophies. But when he does through the legs, where he looks like he is sitting on air and transfers the ball from one hand to the other from the mascot and dunks it, that is my favorite dunk of all time. And it is, I think it's just, and it's the closest thing I've seen to Jordan. I know, like I said, Harold Miner, Vince Carter, they've done outstanding power dunks. But the thing with that dunk, why Gordon's dunk is so similar to Jordan's, is that, and it's separate, Zach LaVine. LaVine, he's got that long stride. He's got a long, thin body. He looks like a wide receiver, right? He looks like Jerry Jeudy going up from a dunk. He's just got this long stride, and he just kind of launches, and maybe his length helps it. With Jordan, when he jumps from that free throw line, he literally looks like he's flying. And he's done multiple dunks like that in dunk contests where it looks like, obviously, I'm not saying nothing new, Air Jordan, but it looks like he's just floating in air. And if you slow it down even more than it already is, it looks like he's just on the moon. There's no gravity. And that's what that dunk with Aaron Gordon did. When he jumps up and right before he gets the ball, he hits this max height and he just kind of sits there for a bit. And he gets the ball and transfers it over, and he's just floating on air. And it's the closest thing I've ever seen to where it reminds me, it was the greatest dunk of all time, but it's just my favorite, and it reminds me of that. So as we said, all these other guys, all these other great dunks that we've seen throughout the history, why is it that the Jordan one, a lot of people have said, and anytime I put up polls or asked them, now it's the Jordan free throw line, it's Jordan free throw line. And this can be debated, like some things where you can't, you can say, oh no, this can be debated, but I think it's always going to be Jordan's. Even if Aaron Gordon is my favorite, I'm not going to be biased. The reason Jordan's dunk will always be number one. And no one, you can get someone out there tomorrow who goes out there and Devin Booker does a 360 from the free throw line and the ball behind the back. And it's just like, oh my gosh, that defies logic. That defies gravity. It still would never take the place of it because it's iconic. It's etched in our mind. It is something that no one else had ever done and no one will ever be able to do again. Marilyn Monroe. No one ever imitated her or could copy again. Elvis Presley, The Rock. I mean, just these things. Clint Eastwood. They're iconic. The good, the bad, and the ugly. There are moments where you see them in history that you can have 100 guys try to copy or do it afterwards, and some can even do it better, but it will never replace that moment. And the way Jordan jumped from that line is a part of history. It is the most iconic and will never be duplicated or replaced as probably the greatest dunk in the history of basketball, in-game, dunk contest, whatever. Still, tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if you, remember we weren't going full contest, but tell me, is there a dunk greater than this that you look at it and go, man, that's better than MJ's? If you think, let me know if you think it's the same. Like I said, Aaron Gordon's my favorite. Let me know your favorite on there. Let me know your favorite dunk contest as well. I mentioned my 2 favorites of all time. Leave a like, subscribe, look for other videos, and we'll be talking to you guys again real soon. Peace.